this video today, I'm going to tell you about two such lies that I've heard many times and why these are myths and why we need to break these myths immediately. Lie number one, Nepal is a small country. Lie number two, Nepal is a poor country. If Nepal is a small country, what is it small compared to? Most people are liars. And the problem with lies is that if you say them often enough, they sometimes start to feel like the truth. Don't get me wrong, people in Nepal don't want to lie, yet they've heard these lies so many times over and over and over again that they believe these lies and they say it to each other again, therefore perpetrating the truth, pretty much like a vicious cycle. In this video today, I'm going to tell you about two such lies that I've heard many times and why these are myths and why we need to break these myths immediately. Let's go. Pretty much like a vicious cycle. In this video today, I'm going to tell you about two such lies that I've heard many times and why these are myths and why we need to break these myths immediately. Let's go. Lie number one, Nepal is a small country. You won't believe how many times I've heard this lie. I've heard this in shopping malls and in meetings and in schools and in colleges and in training sessions and even in offices. But here's the point. If Nepal is a small country, what is it small compared to? Your house? Your city? The neighboring countries? The continent? The earth? The solar system? What? You see, area-wise, I agree, Nepal is smaller than our two immediate neighbors, India and China, and we are tempted to only go by this particular parameter. But the truth is otherwise. The area of Nepal is 1,47,181 kilometers square. There are over 200 countries in the world, and Nepal is 93rd in terms of size. Do you know that countries such as Portugal, Switzerland, Greece, Belgium, Denmark, Israel are all smaller than Nepal? In fact, Israel is 1/7 the size of Nepal. Ireland is half the size and Switzerland is 1/3. Yet, when we think of these countries, we don't think of them as tiny countries. We don't think of them as small countries. Then why do we say this about Nepal? I think we really need to stop branding Nepal like that. Why, you may ask? 3 reasons. Reason number 1, if anything, Nepal is a medium-sized country. Reason number 2, we don't need to brand our country as a small country. Reason number 3, our children should not grow up believing that they grew up in a Sano Desh. Let them think of their country as a country with energy, with potential, and not just a country that's small because of some random parameters that we have in our minds about what we should compare ourselves to. Lie number 2, Nepal is a poor country. Lie number 2, Nepal is a poor country. I've heard this one as well a lot. I did a quick research. I realized our GDP is not that high. As a student of economics, I also understand the temptation in branding countries as poor or underdeveloped based on numbers such as your GDP or the per capita income. However, as a student of life, I also understand that you cannot put a number or an index on things such as spirit, enthusiasm, potential, and joy. I believe that money and GDP is not an only parameter of rich and poor. I do understand that the GDP is important. I understand development is very important. Yet this cannot be the only thing on which we measure ourselves. We need to start measuring our richness also in terms of our mountains, in terms of our plains, in terms of our people, in terms of our skies, in terms of our love, in terms of our energy, in terms of our potential. Because it is only when our children truly believe that they come from a rich, prosperous, beautiful country full of smiles, full of joys, will they be able to take our country into the future and will they be able to construct a country that we deserve to have. To conclude, I refuse to believe that any country which is crowned by the mighty Himalayas, cradled by the fertile Tarai and crisscrossed by life-giving rivers can ever be poor. I refuse to believe that any country with butterflies and beauty, with tigers and trees, with the snow leopard and the rhinoceros, and the Dafe and many, many, many beautiful days of great weather can ever be poor. I refuse to believe that any country with 125 ethnic groups, 123 languages, many, many wonderful culturally rich festivals, great food, amazing architecture can never be poor. So people, let's know our weaknesses. Let's definitely work on our weaknesses, but also let's recognize our strengths and our uniqueness and let's make them grow. Nepal is not poor. So the next time you want to tell somebody about Nepal, don't say it's small, don't say it's poor. Get creative. Say it's majestic, say it's vibrant, say it's full of energy and potential, and see the country becoming just that. Nepal, let's embrace the truth and stop lying.